Well, hello, stampers, and happy Wednesday to you. You know what that means? It means stamping through my stash. And why do we stamp through our stash? Well, let me tell you, but first let me introduce myself. My name is Jackie Vandersarboot, and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in both Canada and in Europe. I'm a Canadian who married a Dutchman, and so we're temporarily living in the Netherlands. For a couple of years till he retires. I travel back and forth a lot to Canada, and I'm doing my best to maintain my Canadian business because it means the world to me. So I have a wonderful team of demonstrators, and I'm always looking to add to my team, and I treat them very well. We have lots of fun together. It's an amazing stamping community. So I would love to have you as either a customer or a team member. But let's take a look at what I'm going to show you and why I call it stamping through my stash. So when you purchase a stamp set and the dies to go with it, it's really important that you, let's see, here's this one, that you check it all out. Run the dies through your die cutting machine, ink up your stamps, because sometimes, not very often, but every once in a while, there may be a stamp set that doesn't stamp perfectly, or there might be a die that doesn't cut perfectly. And it's really sad when you find that out months later, because there's a 3-month window of opportunity where you can call me or Stampin' Up! And they will send you a brand new stamp set, brand new dies, but you can't wait that long. So use them right away. The second reason is that when you stamp and when you run your things through your die cutting machine, you get really excited about your product because seeing is believing, and you're more likely to use your products rather than just collect them if you do the stamping through your stash. So let's get started. There's also beautiful paper that goes with this suite, and honestly, this is going to be a long video probably because there's so much to show. There's so many stamps and so many dies. This one is really a lot of value. So I'm just going to show you the paper first. It's gorgeous. And the dies also cut out a couple of those fish. Okay, I'll show you that later too. So it's really nice to see the paper in large. Then we have this with the flies. I'm not a big fisherman. I have fished in the past. When I was a child, I loved fishing in the little creek down the hill from our farm. Here's some more. I especially love seeing fly fishermen. I think that's such an art, but yeah. I'm a wannabe fisherman maybe. So then we have this gray, that's the netting. And then this looks like a very faded old map. So great paper. That's the one side of this paper. And now, here's the other side. The other side is more solid, very manly. But you know what? I'd be really happy with card made with this paper as well. So that's the pretty paper. Now we're first going to stamp the sayings. I've got a piece of basic white. And I was going to put this paper on the floor, but I did that before last time. And then I rolled over it with my desk chair and I ruined it. I don't want to do that. So I'm going to put something underneath. I'm going to put a piece of cardboard. So I put all the stamps, the sayings, on one block. So we can do it all at once. You don't have to watch me putting them all on a block. I'm going to ink it up with Starry Sky. It's in our ink pads. And then the sticker goes on the front, and the stickers are found on the back of your ink pad, just a little tip. And then this solid one you put in the inside, right here, so that if your ink pad is open on your desk, you'll know what color it is, because otherwise they all look the same. I don't want to do it right now, though. This is going to be a long enough video. Maybe I'll do a little reel. I'm on Instagram as well, and I've discovered reels, so check me out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-second press. And there we go, and I still miss the little H on happy. But aren't those great sayings? Happy retirement, congrats, so glad you're my dad. Good things come to those who wait, and happy Father's Day. All right, let's do a little more stamping. We're going to transfer to early espresso. And see here, I do have the sticker in the inside to show me what color it is. And I've put a few stamps on this block. And here they are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to change again. Oh no, you know what? I'm going to show you this one. This is just a handy dandy little background stamp. That looks cool. See, if you stamp off, you get 3 different colors. And now I want to show you a 2-step stamp. So I'm going to gray granite, And this, if you're not familiar with fishing, is called a bobber. And this makes your thing float when you put your hook in the line. So there's that. And then, now I sometimes have a crooked eye. So the second part that comes on here has to be across the bottom of the bobber. And you don't want it to go on an angle, because I have done it on an angle. So pay attention. Now, mind you, it could be a factory mess up. I've got Poppy Parade here, and see, I forgot to put the sticker, and sure enough, there it is. Tap, 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 and then kind of there. Look what you're doing. Isn't that cool? I love it. I love it. It's so realistic looking. It just makes me happy. Why does a stamp make me so happy? I don't know. Then we have this one, and that's also a two-step stamp, and I forgot to get that one out of the case. So let's find it. Okay, I found it. There it is. And I'm going to do it up here. And then we're going to do the same thing. So that was Gray Granite, and this is Poppy Parade. I'm going to stand up. Look at that. How cool is that? And I don't even think I got it perfectly. It didn't get there, but it looks like it's a well-worn. I'm going to leave it just like that because I'm happy with that. And then these are also all two-step stamps. So now we're going to change to Lemon Lolly, yep, which is one of our new colors. See? And I'm going to do one at a time. Now this guy had me a little confused last time because I was doing him upside down. The face is this way. So I'm just going to turn it a little bit on an angle. And I'm going to stamp off. So here, because I don't want him too bright. And then if there's a little spot on here that just coordinates with the, I'm just turning it a bit. See, now it's really light, but that looks really, to me, it looks authentic. I mean, I don't really know what I'm talking about when it comes to fish. And now I'm going to leave this one full strength. There. And then on this one, that's a little fake fish. Those are called lures, okay? I know a little bit. I don't know much, but I know a little bit. There. Okay, so those are the stamps, and now we have a myriad of dies. There's so many. But doesn't this just make you happy? Doesn't it make you just want to put on a striped sweater and some nautical clothes? I have a striped sweater. I should have worn it. I didn't. I didn't think that far ahead. So that's just the way it is. I'm just closing up my ink pad so I don't get my fingers in ink. And now I'm going to move this and then show you some of the die cuts. So here are the fish that got cut out of the paper. Okay. And then I've got my stamped fish. That's this guy. Then we have this little guy. He gets stamped out. And then I'll show you this one in a minute. I thought that was really cool. And here is our lure and our bobber. See, here's the bobber where I told you I stamped it on an angle. And here is another lure. And then look at this. This is a little thing that you can attach. And I'm going to zoom in, and then there's this little thing. Now, if you guys are fishermen, you can let me know. I think that's another thing that it's usually silver and it glints and it catches the light. So you tie those things together with a little linen thread. And I'm going to zoom in so you can see a little bit better. But I get really excited with the detail that you see in here. And then I'm not even done yet. There's more. There's this big round one. And then this one that goes over. And I think it's supposed to be a tackle box. But someone also said that they saw it turned into a makeup case. So you can turn this. I'll show you in the catalog in a minute. So there's that. And then there's this die that cuts out a wavy thing. So it cuts it out and it embosses. So you can make waves with patterned paper or solid paper, or you can have this embossed. So, oh yeah, and there's more. There's more. Okay, there's a tiny little anchor. Here, I'll put it on the blue. Take a look. There's that anchor. And then there's these tiny little bobbers. And I'm going to put that on the blue as well. That I don't, they're not bobbers, they're those things that float in the water. Man, I should have done a little homework. I forget. When I was a kid, you'd have them strung on a rope and they would float the water and you couldn't go past that point. See? Buoys. Buoys, that's what they are. Okay. I just had to dredge. Then there's this die and it makes a ripple in the water. So that could be your bobber going in. And then if you did that in blue, or if you sponged over top of it, or it could be the fish. Let's have a look. Diving in or coming out of the water. See? Well, I don't know if that would work so well, but it probably would. See? Coming up from underneath. Coming to get you. So you can create a whole scene with that. And then, okay, now I'm going to get the dies to show you. So this guy, I think that's thread, but I don't know. So I'm looking forward to hearing from you with your technical expertise. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stop for a minute. I'm going to lay these all out. Instead, then you don't have to see me struggling putting each die in place. Okay? So I did it. I have everything laying here except for the two large dies, which now I have totally misplaced. How do I miss something that big? It's the ones that cut out the oval, this one. But I just love it. I love this die that makes the that beautiful indented image, and this one to make the lure, and this little thing. So you can add them all together, and it's just amazing. And this one that does the indent that doesn't show up very well. When I first saw them laying in there, I thought, what is that for? So I'm hoping to make a card with this. But I haven't made anything yet because I was so overwhelmed with all the pieces that I think, you know what, I'm going to show you some cards from the catalog. How's that? Okay, so here we have the annual catalog, and I want to show you something. When you're looking for something, go to the very back, and there's an index. And I'm looking for Gone Fishing, and there it is on page 79. So I go to page 79, which I have marked, and here we have the examples. And what I want to show you is a few things. So see the Happy Father's Day? That's been embossed in white, and there you can see all the die cuts and how they just, right here, that's where they've put all those pieces together. And it looks just so nice. And then in this card, this is where they've used this die to make those edges. So that looks really cool. And what else? You can see all the pattern paper used here. And you can see here they've added that hook to the bottom of that lure. So this is, if you don't know much about fishing, your catalog is also an idea book. And that's what's really nice. And then, of course, this makes for a great retirement card as well. And then the last thing I want to tell you is that, look, it coordinates with the Going Fishing dies on page 157. So go to the back because there's going to be another example here. So here we have the Gone Fishing dies, and there they are. It's done in a more feminine palette, but yeah. And of course, you can save 10% when you get the stamp set and the dies together. So it's a great set. And here you can see that they are suggesting that when you use that die to make that ripple in the pond, that you sponge it to get more of a layer, more of a definition. So I will be making a card, but not today. And then the other thing I wanted to share with you is that when you die cut this and you get this, you get some extras. And I had them laying, I had them all stacked. So all the little pieces that come out, you can use those on a card. Well, my neat little stack of all the die cuts from here from my pebbled path are mysteriously missing. I'm sure you can relate that. You do something fun and you think, oh, I need that. I've got to put that in a safe place. And then that safe place is missing. Well, thank you so much for joining me for Stamping Through My Stash. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope you thought like, wow, this is a set I really needed. I can make so many people happy with it. I can use this. It'd be great for scrapbooking as well. And it'll just allow your creativity to soar. And I highly recommend this hobby for also when you have kids. Also for having a good activity to do with your friends or your elderly parents. It's just really wonderful. You get to enjoy the creativity yourself, and then whoever you gift it to will also enjoy it. So it's just a hobby that just keeps on blessing people. Please subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment. I love my stamping community, and it's really nice when we can interact. Have a super day. Bye.